All right, so are you ready to put on your judge robes?
Uh-huh. I don't know about that.
Because today we are diving deep into The Judge from Hell.
Definitely a show that has everyone talking.
And arguing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Based on this review and the comments you guys sent in, this is going to be good.
It seems like this show really throws a curveball at those typical K-drama tropes.
Yeah, like we've got this judge, right, but he's a demon.
A demon judge in disguise.
And a detective who's in way over his head.
And you can't forget the sinners.
Oh, yeah, the sinners are something else.
Totally unrepentant.
Not even a little bit.
Which is part of what makes this show so captivating.
And speaking of captivating, did you see what the reviewer said about Park Shin-hye?
Oh, yeah. They were comparing her to Lee Sung-kyung in Cheese in the Trap.
Spot on right.
Definitely for fans of that show, it's a brilliant observation.
For those of us who haven't seen it, what's the connection?
So both actresses, they've kind of made their name by playing characters that subvert those classic K-drama tropes.
Like the typical nice girl. But here, they're anything but.
Right. So Park Shin-hye, she's usually known for those sweeter, more romantic roles. And then, bam, she hits us with Justicia, who is fierce and unpredictable and not afraid to get her hands dirty.
Literally.
Literally. And then you've got Lee Sung-kyung in Cheese in the Trap playing this character who is both charming and manipulative, keeping everyone guessing the whole time.
So it's like The Judge from Hell is putting the entire K-drama formula on trial.
In a way, yeah.
And can we talk about Justicia's look for a second? Because, wow.
Oh my gosh. The tweed suits.
The dyed hair.
And don't even get me started on the soda.
Constant soda.
It's like she's fueled by it.
It's amazing. And the reviewer even said, like, there's no way you can't love her after seeing all that.
And it's brilliant because those style choices, they're not just random. They actually say a lot about the show's message.
Like how?
Well, think about it. She's a demon, right? Disguised as a human.
Yeah.
So her whole deal is disrupting the status quo, and that's reflected in everything from her clothes to how she delivers justice.
It's like she's giving the finger to the entire justice system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which brings us to the moral ambiguity of it all.
Which has sparked quite the debate.
Understatement, because the comment section is a war zone.
It's a very divided audience.
Because Justicia isn't just punishing murderers. She's like orchestrating situations to punish abusers as murderers.
Which is where the show gets really interesting, right?
It's intense.
It really taps into this universal desire for justice that we all have, especially in a world where the legal system doesn't always get it right.
Yeah, and remember that comment we got where the viewer said watching the abuser get punished was cathartic?
Yeah, that really sums it up.
Like, the show gives us this fantasy of immediate satisfying justice, even if it means bending the rules a little.
Or a lot, in Justicia's case.
Exactly.
It forces you to ask, how far is too far?
And what is justice really?
Right. And things get even more complicated when we bring Detective Doan into the mix.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll dive into that after a quick break.
All right, so we're back, and we're about to head into even murkier waters.
Yeah, because Detective Doan's storyline really throws a wrench in things.
To say the least, because he straight up confesses to killing people.
Multiple killings.
Which you'd think would make him Justicia's new best friend.
Right. Target number one.
But this is the judge from hell. So of course it's not that simple.
Not at all. His confession actually just deepens the mystery.
Oh, for sure. Like, is Doan actually remorseful, or is there something else going on?
Right, because on the one hand, we've got Justicia, this demonic figure, seemingly punishing him for his crimes.
Right.
But then you have to wonder, is there more to his story than meets the eye?
The reviewer and I, for one, need to know.
Well, get this. Some viewers are speculating that Doan might actually be connected to Bitna.
Wait, as in the victim?
The victim in that original case that brings Justicia into the picture.
No way.
Oh, yeah. Some commenters are convinced there's a link between them. Maybe even something from the past.
See, this is why I love this show.
The twists just keep coming.
Speaking of twists, the reviewer brought up an interesting point. They're wondering if the show will keep focusing on Justicia and Doan, or if it'll explore bigger social issues too.
That's a great question, because even with all the supernatural stuff, the judge from hell doesn't shy away from real-world problems.
Not at all.
We see domestic violence, corruption within the justice system, things that hit close to home for a lot of viewers.
So you think those themes will come more into play?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
And then there's hell itself, those glimpses we get.
Oh yeah, the reviewer wasn't a fan of the special effects there.
I actually thought they were kind of fun. Cheesy, but fun.
Huh. Fair enough. They do add to the show's over-the-top style.
Exactly. But those scenes serve a purpose, too. They remind us that there's this whole other dimension at play here.
It's not just a courtroom drama. There are supernatural forces pulling the strings.
And with Doan now tangled up in Justitia's web, who knows what kind of chaos will break loose?
Especially after that cliffhanger ending.
I know, right? Justicia just stabs him after his confession.
Talk about a power move.
So now we're left wondering, will Doan survive? Will Justitia's methods finally be challenged?
By someone who seems pretty immune to her usual bag of tricks.
It's like, can you really fight fire with hellfire and come out on top?
And that's the question the judge from hell keeps asking us, isn't it?
Totally, because it's not just about good versus evil, it's about the messy in between.
Exactly.
Like, even though Justicia is going after some truly awful people,
Right.
her methods are still extreme.
So it makes you think, is she a force for good or is she ultimately dangerous?
Right, like one of the comments we got pointed out that Justicia might actually end up doing some good in the human world.
Oh yeah, that's an intriguing thought.
It is right, like this demon who's supposed to represent darkness could actually spark positive change.
It really challenges your assumptions about good and evil.
For sure.
Because if a demon can bring justice to a world that so desperately needs it, then what does that say about us?
That's a heavy question.
And it's one that the judge from hell isn't afraid to ask.
It really makes you wonder, are we rooting for the right side?
Right, because on the surface, Justitia's actions are about punishing the wicked.
But it's like she's playing with fire and could get burned herself.
Exactly, she's operating outside the law, outside human morality even. And that's a dangerous game for anyone, even a demon.
And for the viewers out there trying to make sense of it all, it's like the show is holding up a mirror.
Yeah, forcing us to confront our own ideas about justice and what we do if we had that kind of power.
Would we be any different from Justicia? It's a tough question.
It really is, and the fact that the show doesn't give us easy answers,
Yeah.
that's what makes it so compelling.
Totally. And it sounds like a lot of our listeners are grappling with those same questions based on the comments we got.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of debate, a lot of different perspectives on Justicia Do It, the whole premise of the show.
Like that one comment about Justicia potentially bringing positive change to the human world.
Right, this demon
Mm-hmm.
who might inadvertently do some good. It's such a fascinating concept.
It really makes you think about the complexities of good and evil and how sometimes the lines get blurry.
For sure, it's not always black and white.
Well said. So there you have it, folks. We've dissected the drama, the moral dilemmas, and the supernatural showdown brewing in The Judge from Hell.
We've explored the twists, the turns, and the thought-provoking themes that have everyone talking.
But now it's your turn to decide, will you be swayed by Justitia's brand of justice? Or will you be Team Doan all the way?
Either way, this is a show that will stay with you long after the credits roll.
Absolutely. So grab your babble of judgment and dive into The Judge from Hell. You won't regret it.